Okay, guys, so now you're on the back, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 questions to go. On this problem, we are going to write the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive of this if-then statement. So here's the if-then statement. They did the first one for us. We're going to write the next 3, okay? So I want you to remember, and I'm going to kind of move this aside. Okay, actually we'll make this a little bit smaller. Move him up yonder. Okay, so remember, the converse, okay, we're going to flip the if-then. So just flip the if-then statement, okay? For the inverse, you're going to use the words no or not. So if it's not this, then it's not that. So if not, then not. Okay? And remember, you're going to base this right off of the if-then statement, the original one over here. Okay? Just going to add these words. All right? And finally, the contrapositive, again, we are flipping this inverse. So you're going to flip the inverse. So just take what you wrote here and flip it around. Okay? So that is what you're doing in number 5. You should have 3 sentences, the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive. If you still need some help, let me know. Move over here. Sorry about that. Whoa, the boat's rocking a little bit. Write the biconditional statement. Biconditional means we're going to use if and only if. And remember, you can abbreviate it using IFF. Okay? So basically, you don't want to use if and then when you write this. Okay? But so their statement is if 2 angles are supplementary, then the sum, meaning when they're added together, of the measures is 180 degrees. Okay? So you basically just want to take this and add if and only if, and then the end. Okay? So rewrite that sentence. That's number 6. And zoom out here a little bit. Okay, 7. Okay, 7, we've got a few different parts here. Okay? So we'll get to this here. So 7a, determine if the statement is logical based statements, 1 and 2, by either the law of detachment, syllogism. If it does, state the law. If it doesn't, write invalid. Okay? So we did this on the board yesterday in class. So you're just going to go by these and write. You could simply write, you could write law of detachment, law of syllogism, or invalid, INV. Okay, that's what you're looking to do. So 1, if you order the apple pie, then it will be served with ice cream. Matthew ordered the apple pie. Matthew was served with ice cream. Okay? So we got to determine if it's logical, and is it by detachment, syllogism, or is it invalid? If you order apple pie, then it will be served with ice cream. Matthew ordered apple pie. Matthew was served ice cream. So which of those do you think it is? Remember, detachment, we're just drawing a conclusion from a fact. Syllogism, we're getting rid of who is doubled up, who we're saying twice. So letter B, this is another one. If you wear school colors, then you have school spirit. If you have school spirit, the team feels great. If you wear school colors, the team will feel great. So which of these 3 would it be? Detachment, syllogism, or is it invalid? All right, that is the end of the quiz. Have a great rest of your day. Hello. Hello, are you listening? I'm Mr. Brooks. This is your quiz for geometry. Good luck. Are you ready? Okay, are you tired of listening to that yet? Here we go with number 1. All right, if you have questions, make sure you ask me during the quiz. Here we go. So we are to sketch the figure. We're going to figure out what the next one is. So, it's important to look at, you have 1, then we go to 2 rows of 2 or 4, and then 3 rows of 3. So we have 1 row of 1, 2 rows, 2 columns, 2 rows, 3 rows, 3 columns. So what do you think your next one should look like? Draw that in this area over here. That's number 1. Number 2. We're going to describe the pattern, okay? And then write the next number. So we're going from 4 to 6 to 9 to 13 to 18, okay? Numbers are getting bigger. So if numbers are getting bigger, we're either going to add or multiply, all right? So the challenge is figuring out which operation is going on, how to get from 4 to 6, okay? If the numbers aren't getting too big too quick, which they're kind of not, you're probably going to be adding. And then figure out what's the next number, okay? If you're not sure at any time, please come see me and ask questions. Buzz over here to number 3. We're going to show that the conjecture is false by finding a counter example, meaning this statement right here, it's false, it's not true. You need to give me a mathematical problem showing that it's not true. So the quotient, which is an answer to a division problem, okay, of 2 whole numbers is a whole number. So what they're saying is every time we divide 2 numbers, like 10 divided by 2, we get a whole number, which equals 5. So in this case, it is true. Okay, we divided them and we got a whole number. I want you to divide for me, find 2 numbers that we divide and we don't get a whole number, meaning like we get a decimal. Okay? So when we divide 2 numbers, you get a decimal. That would be a counterexample. That's the evidence proving that this is false. All right? So that's what you're doing in number 3. Find me 2 numbers that we divide, whole numbers, that give me a decimal. Number 4. You're write the if-then statement. Okay, so there are 12 eggs there are 12 eggs if the carton is full. Write me an if-then statement. Okay, so if blank, then blank. What? So if what, then what?